King Kong, which is one of the most popular monster films in history, made its debut in 1933 and has been recreated numerous times using different visual effects methods. In the 2017 film Kong Skull Island, director Jordan Roberts requested that Industrial Lights and Magic, or ILM, create a new version of the creature to fit the aesthetic of the movie, which was shot on location. The visual effects and animation team at ILM put a lot of effort into the creation of Kong, the movie's iconic character, as well as the skull crawlers, stick spiders, a huge one of a buffalo, and many other dinosaurs that just look like monsters. To make Kong believable, the VFX team had to be meticulous about details such as anatomy, animation, and creating its environment through the 1,048 shots and roughly 15 minutes of screen time. The team produced a model that was incredibly detailed, with over 90 million hair particles on top of his body, made of several million polygons, which took them more than a year to create, with all of its nuances and details. Director Jordan Roberts wanted to do something unlike the previous Kong models. He wanted it to seem less like a simple silverback gorilla and more like a human, so that could interact and show more emotions. He also wanted it to be different from previous versions while still taking most inspiration from the original 1933 film. The team sculpted Kong while preserving his shorter legs and longer arm stature, and adding additional space between his torso and ribcage to allow him to stand up. Creating Kong's face was a bit difficult, as Roberts wanted it to appear like you were able to clearly see the madness in his eyes while also being extremely detailed and realistic. The team was able to take microscopic images from real-life gorillas from a zoo, which helped them to better understand and take a closer look at the complex detail of the gorilla's body and face. It was hard to determine which technique to use when animating this kind of unique creature, particularly when it comes to performance. The animation team did a little bit of both, working with actor Terry Notary to do some body performance work and have a couple of days in motion capture where Roberts could iterate very quickly with Terry to work through different scenes and movement patterns. The team also had a second motion capture session with actor Toby Kebbell, specifically for facial animations. This is something a lot of people still don't know about. I'm talking about motion capture and facial capture technology. While the equipment is getting cheaper, technology and AI advancements only further in what they can achieve. It's possible now to mocap at home with as little as your phone, but there are now tools that use AI to detect and capture emotion. These tools are nowhere near as good as some of the industry-grade equipment. For a free at-home alternative, is definitely worth checking out. I've already made one video briefly talking about a free facial capturing application for your iPhone, and plan to make more. Check it out if you want. I'll link it in the description, or you can just search it on YouTube. There were some shots where the facial capture was used directly, but through the production process and reworking of the scene, a lot of what Kong needed to do changed so much that the capture was used more as inspiration and moments to pull from. A large portion of the animation was ultimately keyframed, which was absolutely crucial, especially when attempting to demonstrate Kong's 100-foot height and huge weight. Creating the facial animations for Kong's character required a significant amount of time and effort, as the director aimed to invoke empathy from the audience. Lots of experimentation was done regarding the eyes in order to achieve this goal. Animating the skull crawler was also a big challenge for the animators because it was hard to figure out how exactly they walk, the speed of their walk, and how to add weight to their walking. The VFX team had to pay close attention to the nuances of Kong's movement as well, ensuring that he moved like a real creature would, while also making it believable and larger than life itself. The team also had to create the environment that Kong inhabited. They had to pay attention to the details of the terrain, the flora and fauna, the lighting. The movie was shot on location, so they had to integrate the CGI elements seamlessly with the live action footage. They had to create an entire ecosystem for Kong to exist in, which meant paying attention to the smallest of details, such as the way the wind blew through the trees and how the water rippled. Despite being filmed in various locations such as Australia, Hawaii, and Vietnam, the director's vision for this scene was to make it appear as if it was set in Vietnam. To achieve this, the team used a lighter scan to build a set of mountains and took numerous photographs. Once the set was constructed, they needed to determine the placement of all the objects and actions within the scene. The entire team's hard work and talent resulted in creating one of the most remarkable CG masterpieces to date. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out other videos on the channel or suggest some that you'd like to see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.